Former President Donald Trump unveiled economic plans today at the Economic Club of New York. Front and center, Trump maintained his pledge to impose heavy tariffs on goods being imported from China.
Save the U.S. auto industry from obliteration with a 27.5% tariff on all Chinese cars that remains in place to this day. Now I am going further. We will bring our automaking industry to the record levels of 37 years ago, and we'll be able to do it very quickly through tariffs.
Many economists, left, right, and center, say that tariffs will end up raising fees for U.S. companies that will then be offset by raising prices for American consumers, which could cost the typical middle-income household more than $2,600 a year, according to the Peterson Institute for International Economics. Mr. Trump also called for the creation of a government efficiency commission. That's an idea first floated by Elon Musk, who Trump said he would appoint to lead it. CNN's John King is standing by at the Magic Wall. And John, the race is very close, according to polls, in a lot of the battleground states, but interestingly, not so much when it comes to who voters think will be better for the economy.
Not at all, Jake. The economy is Donald Trump's biggest advantage heading into next week's big debate, and it's Kamala Harris's biggest problem. The yellow states are our toss-up states, plus Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. 7 states in all, plus that congressional district. We polled 6 of those states, right? All these states except for North Carolina. The economy was the #1 issue by far. Yes, voters care about protecting democracy and about immigration and about abortion rights, but by far, by leaps and bounds, the economy was the #1 issue in all 6 of these battleground states. Forgive me as I stretch this out for turning my back. And Donald Trump led on the economy in every single one of them. Notice what happens here. Trump up 5 points overall in Arizona, up on the economy by 15. In states where the advantage is not as big, Harris is leading by 1 in Georgia. That's a statistical tie. It's a smaller Trump advantage. In Michigan, Harris is up just outside the margin of error. It's a smaller Trump advantage, but still an advantage. Nevada's the outlier. It had the highest unemployment rate during COVID. Harris up 1 in our poll. Again, a statistical tie. Trump up by 16 on the economy. But just look at every one of these states. Challenge #1, without a doubt, for Donald Trump is to protect that lead. It's at about 8 points nationally. It's in the battleground states that matter. That's what's keeping him competitive. And the challenge for Harris is the flip side of that, to try to cut into that lead while you see her on the road talking the economy and watch her TV ads. A lot of economy there, too.
Let's talk about not only my favorite battleground state, but perhaps the most important one, the 19 electoral votes up for grabs in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Now, Biden beat Trump there in 2020 by only 81,660 votes. Both the Harris campaign and the Trump campaign see victory in Pennsylvania as critical to winning the White House.
Can you win without Pennsylvania? Yes. Is it much easier, though? It is. By electoral vote count, it is the largest of these battleground states, 19 electoral votes. So let's walk through what our polling told us. #1, as I said, we did not poll in North Carolina. I'm just going to lean that red for now because it has voted Republican consistently. Not that Kamala Harris can't win it. I'm just going to lean it red for now for this hypothetical. That would get Donald Trump up to 235. What else did our polling tell us, Jake? Let's leave Pennsylvania aside just a second. It had Harris ahead in Michigan, Harris ahead in Wisconsin. That would get her to 250. If she could get the 19 in Pennsylvania, and the 3 blue wall states, as they're called, have voted together in the last, essentially since 2000, if she could get that, it would get her to 269. She would need just 1 more. Could be from Nebraska's congressional district, could be from any one of these other states. That's why Pennsylvania is so big. It gets you 19, it gets you close. Let's just take it back to toss-up for a minute, though, and leave it there. Is there a way to get there without it? Sure. She was, again, +1. It's a statistical tie. But let's, for the sake of the argument, give it to Harris here. +1 out here. Let's give it to Harris there. Donald Trump was leading in Arizona in our poll outside of the margin of error. You give him that. That would get Harris there through the Sun Belt strategy without it. But it is just as conceivable. These are statistical ties. Just as conceivable that Donald Trump wins Georgia and that Donald Trump wins Nevada. Where does that get you? 268. Trump would be on the doorstep. 250 for Harris with Pennsylvania and Nebraska still in play. If Harris wins it, it gets her to 269, and it all comes down to Nebraska. If Trump won it, as he did in 2016, that would put him over the top. That is why the campaigns, because it's 19, that's why the campaigns say, if you can get those 19, it's 16 here, 16 there, but that one's huge. You want it, that's the biggest, you want it. I know it's your home state. It is the biggest prize. That's why the campaigns are spending more money on Pennsylvania TV ads than anywhere else by far.
Yep. John King, thanks so much. Coming up, what might be a change? In our 2024 lead, a brand new CNN poll shows a very tight presidential race in many of the must-win battleground states. Vice President Harris, former President Trump are split among likely voters in Nevada and Georgia and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which means those states are basically toss-ups right now. What about areas that could be wild cards in November's election? Let's bring in the former governor of Virginia, Democrat Terry McAuliffe. He also served as chairman of the Democratic National Committee, worked closely with both Hillary and Bill Clinton. So I want to ask you about how competitive these battleground states are, but quickly on Virginia. In 2016, Hillary narrowly won Virginia, narrow-ish, 212,000 votes. Biden did it with 451,000 votes. Before Biden dropped out, there was a lot of internal polling showing that like states such as New Hampshire and Minnesota and Virginia were becoming more competitive. Where is Virginia today? Is it a lock?
Yes. It was
for
never,
Democrats?
Yeah, it was never really in play. I think we probably win by 10 again. Two big things. Number one, we have the most federal workers of any state. All the people who work for our federal government, many of them live in Virginia. They remember that Donald Trump did a 35-day government shutdown. And remember, Trump was very callous about it and said, oh, they'll get their pay sometime. That doesn't help a federal worker, Jake, when you have to buy groceries or pay your rent. So they remember him for that. In the military, we have the most military installations, the largest naval base in the world in Virginia, Pentagon. They hate what he does with the military. They hate what he did at Arlington the other day, calling our military personnel losers and suckers who lost their lives.
Yeah.
So the military is going against Trump, and you have the federal workers. So we're going to win Virginia. We have 110 staff today, 26 offices. Trump doesn't have anything. He's not even planned. So, but, you know, they want to continue to send more to get more resources. We're all for it. But I feel very good. We're going to win Virginia. The battle is about these key
So let's
swing
talk
states.
about those.
Sure.
Because in the battleground states, a new CNN poll shows that Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, and Wisconsin, in those states, voters trust Trump to better handle the economy over Kamala Harris. How can voters take Harris's claim as seriously that she's going to be an agent of change, it's time to turn the page, the economy is going to improve, et cetera, when she's the vice president of the current administration?
Well, those 6 states, Joe Biden did win. He got 303 electoral votes in 2020. Kamala Harris is going to win those 6. I would add North Carolina now in play. I could make an argument Florida, which Biden only lost by 3 points, Jake. Now you have the abortion question on the ballot this year to stop a 6-week ban that the Republicans have put in Florida. But listen, she is going to be an agent of change. It's going to be a historic election. She's talking about building a new economy, building small business. She's talking about taking 25 million more small business licenses when she becomes the president, adding to the 17 million that she and President Biden had when they were in office. So I think small business, growing the economy, inflation's coming down. They created 17 million new jobs. Now, the debate's going to be important, but listen, she's going to be a game changer. I've worked with her a lot when she was vice president. Used to bring me in to talk about business issues. I was a very pro-business, job-creating governor in Virginia, and all we talked about is how you grow small businesses. And that is what she is going to be able to do. Get rid of red tape, build more small businesses, put more people, first-time home buyers, giving them a big tax deduction so they can buy their first home. Look at her economic plan. And let me just say this, Trump's plan, national sales tax would have $4,000.
You're talking about the tariffs, is what you're talking about there. You're helping the Harris campaign with fundraising. You just held a fundraiser with vice presidential candidate Walz.
Yeah.
Does money play a bigger role in this election, given the fact and the odd circumstances of her, she's still relatively unknown. She hadn't gone through the primary process.
Yeah.
There was this race to define her, a lot of the definition is going to be done on television through ads and such.
Yeah. Well, I've just done 2 events. I did a big one.
Oh, you did too?
June.
Okay.
I had President Biden, the Clintons at my house for the Biden-Harris team.
Oh, right,
I just
okay.
had Tim Walz the other night. So I've done about $9.5 million in the last 2 months. That's peanuts compared to what's coming into this campaign. She has raised, Jake, $540 million. She became our candidate for president. The more important number, 2/3 first-time donors. That has never happened in the history of American politics. So a lot of money is coming in, small donors, new donors. It goes to show the excitement. Hundreds of thousands of people have signed up to be grassroots activists knocking on the doors. So we'll have plenty of resources. Now, she outraised Trump 3-1, as you know, in August. Both candidacies will have money, but I do think it goes to the enthusiasm. What she has been able to bring in these new donors, small donors, has never happened in the history of presidential politics.
All right.
And it allows us to do everything we need to do.
Former
Knock doors, make the phone calls. It's exciting. It's going to be a close election. Get out there, get engaged.